What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. So listen, y'all, it was decision day. This is Married at First Sight season 12. This is decision day. We are finally here. We are finally here. And listen, I'm not going to prolong this whole situation. You know how they do when we get to finales. They got to go back and reflect on the whole season for each couple. Show us the good times. Show us the bad times. Go back to the honeymoon and the wedding. And y'all know. And that's cool. You know, we got to recap. You know, it was a 2-hour episode. So, you know, they had to stretch it out for 2 hours. So, okay, fine. They gave us the whole 2-hour situation. But I ain't going to do all of that. Okay, let's just go couple by couple. So the first couple we had Claire and we had Ryan. Listen. First of all, I'm going to say that they look nice. They did look nice, you know. I like that little outfit Miss Claire had on, honey. You was giving me boardroom realness with them shoulders, and you was looking cute. You was looking cute. I feel bad that somebody has to go first. Because the whole time Claire was talking, all I was thinking was, what if he say no? What if he say, because she was talking about how much she loves him, and this, and this, and this, and that. And she said something really, really, I love the way she worded it. And I think somebody said it earlier this season. It might have been her that said it earlier this season. That she had high hopes, but realistic expectations. It was something along those lines. And I think when you do a situation like this, you obviously hope for a perfect union. Everything's going to be great. You're going to fall in love and life's going to be good. But you also have to be realistic about what's happening here. You are literally marrying a stranger. Somebody that you have never seen or met or had any dealings with prior to today. And you are literally being pushed into a situation where you are now expected to be a couple. It's hard. And I don't want to take that away from any of the participants who went through this situation, who do any, you know, we on season 12, so that means we got 12 seasons full of couples, and so it's hard. I know we're still producing a TV show, so of course we had to get the sensationalism and stuff like that. Now, Claire said she wanted to stay married to Ryan. Of course, they had to be real dramatic, and they had to make it look like Ryan was hesitating and pausing, and him and Han, and of course Ryan was doing the sure. But when we got to the end of the conversation, Ryan said he wanted to stay married to her too. All I want to know is, did y'all go home that night and have sex? That's all I want to know. Did you go home that night and have sex? So Clara and Ryan stay together. Now, next week we have like a where are they now type situation going on. And like I said before, I just want to know that y'all had sex. And normally that's not my business. Normally I don't care. But y'all have made it my business. Moving on. Jacob and Haley. Listen, I don't think anybody was anticipating anything here. I don't think it was a big shocker what happened with Jacob and Haley. Listen. They was bickering on the damn couch. Okay. Yeah, they getting a divorce. Okay. Haley says that it feels like a failure. You know, divorce is a failure. Yeah, I guess you could look at it like that. But you also have to ask yourself, do you feel like you did everything you could do? I just don't think this was a good match from the beginning. I feel like the minute Haley, I don't think she was attracted to him physically from the beginning. And I think that when she heard the whole description of him, and how he loved the 80s, and you know, all that kind of stuff, I just think that it didn't work for her. Jacob, I like you, Jacob. I think you're a quirky kind of guy. I like you a lot. But this is what I'm going to suggest to you, sir. I think you need to start going to those conventions, like those 80s conventions, like maybe a 90210 type convention, or that was the 90s. Maybe a Miami Vice type thing, or you know, those nostalgia conventions they have in Vegas and stuff all the time. I mean, I know we got to get past, finish getting past the, the panty we were dealing with, but I feel like that's your lane. And I'm not even saying this to be funny, but you need to find somebody that gets you. And people that go to those things, they would get you. Like, you were making jokes, like you made a lot of references to things from the 80s and jokes about things from the 80s. It wasn't that she didn't get your humor. She didn't know what the hell you was talking about. You made it, like you said something about a DeLorean. I got it immediately. I knew what the hell you was talking about. You was talking about Back to the Future. Yada, yada, this and yada, yada, yada. Like, I got your humor because I knew what you were talking about. Sometimes it's not people not getting your humor because they're being mean. It's that they just don't have the reference point. You understand what I'm saying? So some of the jokes you were making, she was looking at you like you were crazy because was she even born in the 80s? Like, you could say something to people like me and you could make a joke about Rubik's Cube. You could talk about Max Headroom. You could talk about I want my MTV. Like, there are a lot of things I would get. I would get it. Like, your little basement room with all the 80s nostalgia, I'm not saying I want to date Jacob. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying I get it. I have the reference to it. Y'all know what anyway. And let's just be clear. Haley won't trying to get it. So let's add that to the mix. Haley won't trying to get it. She won't trying to understand. She won't trying to figure out. She won't trying to get it. That got something to do with it too. I'm gonna say crazy for last. We're just gonna talk to crazy last. Eric and Virginia. Now, I was on the fence with Eric and Virginia. I personally feel like they probably need to get divorced. I don't think it's gonna work. But who the hell am I? They decided to stay together. Again, they were talking about how things were really good in the beginning, but how things are not so great now, and that they're not. It seemed like they weren't even in a great place when they showed up for decision day. It seemed like they weren't even in a good place for decision day. But let me say this to y'all about this whole decision day situation. Eric, I'm sorry, not decision day, but I'm saying Eric called her dad to ask if, he got down on his knee, he proposed to her again, and Eric asked her dad, formally asked for her hand in marriage and all that good stuff, and that's all cute and everything. But here's what happened with Jacob with Eric and Virginia. Y'all clicked sexually in the beginning. So all that clicking y'all was doing, that was sex. It was lust. And then once y'all got past the haze of good sex, then it was, oh wow, we got to really figure out a way to kind of get to know each other and like each other. And at the end of the day, I don't know if your difference is the fact that Eric said right now her priority is her family. I mean, it's her friend circle, and I'm trying to become her priority. The fact that you, Virginia, ain't figured out yet that man is supposed to be your priority is a problem, because I feel like we haven't progressed. I feel like we haven't moved any further than where we started. Okay. All right. But they stand together, child. They all, it's cute. Okay. I feel like when we get to the where are they now situation, I don't know where they are now. Because let's be clear, did they ever agree where they was going to live? Because Virginia was like, I'm not moving here. And he was like, well, that would be stupid for you not to. So I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Brianna and Vince. Listen, we know Brianna and Vince is going to stay together. But Brianna and Vince are still having problems. He's still having issues with her tone and her bossiness. And she says she is working on it. However, some things are just who she is as a person, and she's not going to change. And I'm here for that. Because some things is just who I am. I will work on my tone, but if I'm a direct person, I'm just a direct person. I've had to learn, I have had to learn to work on my tone, because sometimes I say things and I have to catch myself, because sometimes it's not what I'm saying, it's how I'm saying it. And I feel like with Brianna, I don't think it's what she's saying, because what she's saying, it is what it is. But maybe it's her delivery that he feel like she should work on, and that's fine. I respect that. But at the end of the day, y'all know they would stand together, child. I knew they would stand together long time ago. But they are going to have growing pains, and they are going to have to continue to work on that relationship. Again, I said it at the beginning of this. And he got down on one knee and proposed to her again with a cheesecake, honey. And she was like, listen, I was here for the cheesecake because that's the weight of my heart. Like, I'm here for the whole cheesecake kit and caboodle. And it was cute. It was cute. Now, let's get to crazy. Paige and Chris. First of all, I didn't even know they was going to be a part of this ceremony because I thought they had already decided what they was going to do. But they showed up. Did y'all peep that they was dressed alike? Am I the only one that peeped that they both had on gray? Not a big deal, and it may have been very coincidental, but I found it to be interesting. They show up, and Chris, Chris looks nice, he looked nice, and Paige looked really nice. I like that little, I feel like it was like a long tuxedo shirt dress type situation. Gray, she looked really nice. Her hair looked nice, makeup looked nice. She looked cute. They sit down, and Chris talks about the fact that, and he was like, I meant to call you. I was going to call you and tell you this, but I just thought I'd let you know that, we lost the baby. And then he proceeds to have a breakdown. And I'm not going to question or judge it, okay? However, he left out. She went chasing after him. He was in his car. I think he was going to probably leave, but she got in the car with him, and then they ended up talking, and, I guess they had a whole moment. Then they went back inside to sit down to finish up with the ceremony. And then Chris starts talking about how much he really cared about her and how much, she was the best thing that happened to him, but he didn't appreciate her until after it was over, and not realizing all of the how great of a person she was, and her saying, well, I just don't think that you ever gave us a chance. You didn't let God lead you. And so then they get to well, what are y'all going to do? And Chris was like, I don't know. We're undecided. I don't think we're ready to get a divorce. We need more time to figure it out. Now, he's speaking for Paige. So, which makes me feel like this is a conversation they had off camera. Because what we found out is that they were there for 5 hours. This went on for 5 hours. It was edited down to about 15 minutes, maybe 20. But this was a 5-hour situation with them. So much to the point where they had to come back the next day and finish up the couples. It was funny because when they left off, it was nighttime. We came back, it was the morning. And they had on the exact same outfits from the night before, but it was clearly a different day. And they even said day 2. So I was like, y'all could have changed our clothes. Y'all said day 2. We know it was a different day. You ain't have to. They was in the exact same outfit, even down to the socks, okay? Now, what's her name? I wrote her name. Dr. Coles stepped in and said, no, we're not doing this. Because Chris was like, well, you can't make us make a decision. If we're not ready, we're not ready. We need, everybody can't make a decision in 8 weeks, and we need more time. Mind you, he's still saying we. Paige ain't said nothing. So Dr. Cole was like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. And even the one that's the pastor, I forget his name now, he said, you are playing with her. And they were the 3 experts were really upset by it. They were like, you're playing with her. And you are going to, you're not going to keep playing with her emotions and playing with her heart. Y'all said y'all were getting a divorce. You were done with this. Y'all have not even been living together or working on this. Y'all ain't done no exercises. Y'all ain't gone on no dates. At least not on camera, y'all haven't. And so this, it was almost like you making a mockery of this whole process. Paige ends up running off, and she was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. And she ends up running off. They bring her back. They tell her, listen, we get it, but in this case, with everything that y'all have going on and with all of the back and forth that has happened, you got to make a decision. We are not going to allow Chris to continue to drag this out and play this game. You're going to have to make a decision, Paige. And so Chris speaks first, and he talks about how much, he really cares about her, how much he's attracted to her, and he's grown to love her, and this, and this, and this, and that, and how he wants to see if they can maybe work things out. Paige comes back and says, this has been really hard. You're saying all the things that I really wanted to hear. You're saying some good stuff. This is stuff that I've been wanting to hear. This is something I wish I had heard a month ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. She said, but ultimately, I have to choose me. And I'm going to move forward with the divorce. I said, thank you, Jesus. Because For a minute, it really sounded like, and it really looked like Paige was going to fall for the okie doke. Now, let me say this, though. After all the couples did their little choosing ceremony situation, we get back to, they all got together to, all the couples got back together to guess see who did what. And Paige showed up. At first, Paige is by herself. And Paige, she said, listen, some things went down that I'm not comfortable sharing. I'll let, if Chris wants to share it, that's his business. He can share it. But, she said, we did decide to move forward with the divorce, but I was very conflicted. And Virginia was like, girl, conflicted about what? Like, if you don't mind me asking, what was you confused about? And she went on to explain how, he started saying some good stuff and it was sounding good to her and all of that. But ultimately, she chose her. Now, Chris ends up showing up. And the looks when he walked up, everybody was like, here we go with this bullshit. But he actually apologized to everyone. He apologized for his shenanigans. He apologized for basically hijacking a lot of the show. He, apologized to Eric for his action, things he did that, he was going through a lot of personal things and he allowed it to affect how he talks to people, treated people, and he was very apologetic. And so that's sort of where we ended. But let me say this. Now we gotta like I said, next week we gotta where are they now? Just when I thought I was done, I ain't. But let me say this. I feel like, and I heard the rumors that this is true, I feel like that they're still seeing each other. I don't know if the divorce went through or not. I don't know how all of that works. But I feel like Chris and Paige are seeing each other. I feel like they're like spending time together, dating, probably having sex. So we'll see next week what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. There really were no shockers for me other than I was a little on the fence with what the final decision was going to be between Virginia and Eric. I figured Ryan and Clara was going to stay together because Clara ain't going nowhere. And anyway, we'll see what happens next week. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.